I should be embarrassed to tell you the story I'm about to tell you, but I'm really not. And if when I get done you want to judge me, I only ask you to consider one thing. I was the youngest of 3 boys born 2.5 years apart from each other. So I took a good amount of abuse when I was younger, but once, when it came to getting caught, I found a way to turn the tables. I'm going to start with my confession. I am the one who tried to sneak into the house without my key by putting the rake under the cellar door, and I knocked over a can of motor oil. When I heard it fall and I couldn't get the cellar door open, I put the rake away and I ran back away pretending it wasn't me. I did it. You now know more than my father does, and it's 40 years later. But when we got home that night, a ritual that occurred sometimes in my house occurred. Right at dinner time, my father came into the room and said, "I need to see the 3 boys upstairs right now." We all went upstairs. We knew the drill. We knew what was going to happen, and usually someone fessed up right away to this. But my father sat on the bed, and the 3 of us faced him. He said, "Who did it?" And we knew you never confess to anything when you don't hear what the charges are, right? So we all tried. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. And he said, "Who knocked over the motor oil trying to get through the cellar door?" All the same thing. And he looked at my oldest brother. He said, "Brian, was it you?" "Not me, Dad." "Dennis, was it you?" "Nope." "Peter, was it you?" "I didn't do it." My first lie of the night. It was great. My father stood up very dramatically and took off his belt and folded it over and sat back down. He said, "Brian, was it you?" "No, Dad, it wasn't me." "Dennis, was it you?" "Nope." "Peter?" "Well, it wasn't me." I was in the game for keeps now, and all I was thinking was my dad was really mad, right? So I didn't want to fess up. I had no vengeance themes going on at this point of the night. But my father asked my oldest brother to sit over his knee and said, "Brian, was it you?" And my brother said no, and he hit him once with the belt. And Brian stood up. He said, Dennis knelt down, and "Was it you?" Hit him once with the belt. "No." Same thing with me. And I took a shot here, and now I'm thinking, wow, this was a bad idea. I don't have an exit strategy here, right? And I'm stuck in this thing. So it went through the second round, and we all said no again, and I'm deeper in my hole than I was before. But somewhere in the third round, and I don't know what it was, I had this epiphany, right? I was getting a clean shot in on each of my brothers for every one I took, right? And my odds were never that good. If I got one good shot in a fight, that was good. But I was getting a 2 for every round, right? I could get them both hit, and it was all sanctioned, right? So this was beautiful. My lies were now paying off. And I watched my brother get hit again. I watched my other brother get hit again, and I take a shot, and I'm thinking, cool, I can do this all night. And I don't know what it was. My oldest brother, the 4th round, when my father said, "Brian, come here," Brian said, "I did it, Dad." And I never asked him, but maybe he did try and sneak in too, and he thought he knocked it over. I don't think so. Maybe he felt guilty because he's the one who taught me the trick. I don't think so. I think he heard in my voice, or he saw a glint in my eye, realizing that I was actually enjoying this whole thing, right? And my dad looked at my brother and said, "I'm very disappointed that you let your brothers get hit for something you did." And I looked at him with my best pissed off little kid face like, yeah. And my dad sent Dennis and I downstairs. I got to tell you, this is awful to say, but spaghetti never tasted better than it did that night. He was upstairs getting lectured for something I know I did, and I was downstairs enjoying my meal. The end of this story is really quick. I thought I was onto something awesome, and I would use it again and again and again. And the next time I know I did something, and my dad called us all upstairs, my dad asked who did it, and my brother Dennis steps up and said, "I did it." And the next day, he beat the crap out of me. Thank you.